We live our worldly life and we also live our spiritual life. Worldly life is what we do outside of our own body, our own self. Spiritual life is what we do inside our body. People practice contemplation, wondering what is happening in the body. Some are interested in the whole body inside, the 6 energy centers, and some are more interested in the centers of awareness which lie behind the eyes and above the eyes. There is no conflict between the two. I have received more than one letter from people saying, how can we put the two together? Because if we are putting our attention on spirituality, outside work is a distraction. And if we are being distracted, how can we do that? Why should it be a distraction? If we are doing 2 different things, we do different things. People work in an office and they also sit at home and eat their dinner. There's no distraction. That's work done some other place. This is work done at home. So there is no real distraction. You can do your worldly work as effectively, with as much attention as you can give, and still do your inner work as attentively, with as much attention as you can give. There's no real conflict. Don't mix them up. Just because they say, don't have a distraction, the word distraction is not meant for outside work. Distraction means distracting yourself with spirituality when you're doing outside work, and distracting yourself with outside work when you're doing inside work. Distraction is to bring something not suited for that particular activity you are doing. Therefore, there is no real conflict. Lord Krishna, when he was describing the law of action, he said we must do action to be a good yogi. He says, yoga karma su kaushalam. That means if you have to perform action in this world, do it with the best skill you have. Your skill should be the best skill you can use to do your worldly work. You have to raise a family, do your best. You have to work in an office, work in a business, work anywhere, do your best. Use your best skill. The only thing is, don't mix up the two. Don't bring your work into your spiritual thoughts, and don't bring spiritual thoughts into your work. Do them as 2 separate things. We have been given a human body which can work. By the way, I must interrupt and say, I told you in November that at age 92, I just turned 92 in November, I got a new job. Today morning, I was attending another meeting of another company, board of directors, and the chairman hinted to me, they may give me another job in this company also. To get 2 jobs at 92, I congratulated myself. Do you also congratulate me? Very happy that I could share this good information. I never imagined in my whole life I could get not 1 job but 2 jobs at this age. But I'll do a good job, like I'm explaining to you. It will not interfere with my internal practice of meditation. When that is done, all the attention is there. When the job is done, all the attention is there. We have power, control over our attention, where we place our attention. So therefore, this question that, we have to leave the whole world and we have to give up everything in order to be spiritual is totally wrong. People who have tried it, and I met many people like that, this world is too much of a distraction, it is something not real, and we are running away. Running away where? We are going to a particular ashram in the mountains. That's the place to meditate. We are going to the forest. We are going to retreats. We are going far away. I said, are those retreats made of the same matter that this world is made of, or is it made of different? Is that forest made of some other kind of material? Then this world, if this is unreal, that must also be unreal. Moreover, I have met swamis, yogis sitting in the mountains. I just happened to get a chance to work in those mountains as part of my job. And I remember meeting so many of them. And all of them are thinking about what they have left behind. They have not really renounced anything. It cannot. The mind does not renounce. The mind holds on more. I'm telling you, if you tell the mind, don't think of that, it will think much more of that. You remember the story I told of an American seeker who was looking for shortcuts on a spiritual path. And he heard a great Swami, great yogi living in the Himalayan mountains in a cave gives you a special mantra. And if you repeat the mantra, you get enlightened. Nothing could be better shortcut than that. So this man traveled all the way, took a lot of pains to travel to India, traveled up the mountains, had to walk quite a bit to reach that cave. And when he reached there, the Swami was inside the cave. And 5, 6 disciples were sitting outside. He also sat with them. When the Swami emerged, he folded his hands, said, Swamiji, I have come from United States. I understand you have a very special mantra, special words. If we repeat, we get enlightened. He said, yes, I have. Swamiji, will you give me those words? Of course, you have come from a long distance, I'll give you. So he approached the Swami and Swami said, come close to me. And he whispered in his ear, the secret words are abracadabra. He said, what, I've come all this distance just to hear abracadabra? The Swami said, no, there's something more to it. When you say abracadabra, at that time, do not think of bananas. The man tried all his life. Abracadabra, bananas would come in front of him. When he decided not to think of bananas, bananas wouldn't go away. This is true for all of us. When we try to say, I don't want to think of this, you will think of it all the time. The mind works like that. People who run away from the world, they're thinking of the world all the time. They can't do it. Nature of the mind. Therefore, you don't have to run anywhere. Just control what is within your control, your attention. You know where to put your attention. Read a book, all your attention on the book, and you understand it much better. Attention is scattered, you're thinking of something else, trying to read a book, you read the same page over and over again. Doesn't make sense. Attention is the secret. Concentration of attention is the secret. Concentrate your attention on the physical work you have to do, the physical outside work, outside of your body you have to do, and do the best you can. Concentrate your attention inside as best as you can. No other thought except what is happening inside. Think of nothing else what's happening inside. Use your mind, use your imagination, use all your faculties to concentrate on what's happening inside, imaginary or real. But all the attention, what is happening behind my eyes inside. No conflict. And you'll succeed in both. You'll succeed in the world and you'll succeed in the meditation and your spirituality. So this is a very interesting thing. I just wanted to bring it to you because people write to me that how can we balance the two things? How can we balance worldly activity and our spiritual life? If there was a conflict, then you have to balance. There's no conflict at all. But Lord Krishna says, if you want to be a yogi with action, action should be performed with the utmost skill. But the second part is, Do not expect any fruit from that. Whatever fruit comes, accept what comes. If you start thinking of the fruit, then that action cannot make you a yogi, cannot give you any benefit spiritually. But if your action is based upon your skill and no calculation of what am I getting out of it, then you can become a yogi. Both these things can be done. You can be practicing yoga of action, karma yoga, and you can be practicing yoga of Sankhya yoga, of discovering what's inside your mind. You can be a yogi, a real yogi, performing the highest yoga known to yogis, bhakti yoga, yoga of love and devotion, both outside and inside. That's one yoga that can be practiced both outside and inside. That is why these gurus appear in our life. A guru, when he appears in our life and we accept him as guru, that means remover of darkness. If he can remove the darkness of our own ignorance of our own self, and we find and he pulls us with his love, we have such an easy way of practicing love and devotion both outside and inside. Outside, physically meeting that person and expressing your love and devotion. Inside, by remembering that person, manifesting him inside and expressing your love and devotion. Bhakti yoga is the highest yoga. In describing the three yogas, even Lord Krishna, whom I'm remembering again, he says karma yoga, everybody can do. It yields a result because you're not expecting a result, therefore you're controlling your mind. Sankhya yoga or Jnana yoga is where you discover the limits of your mind, that thoughts cannot take you beyond a certain point, therefore your mind becomes under control. It's not worth it to use the mind for any further knowledge. And Bhakti yoga is the highest, according to Krishna, the highest that takes you beyond the mind. So that is why we have the opportunity to practice all these all the time. And there is no conflict between them. You can, if you practice like this, very efficiently doing your work in life, efficiently practicing meditation inside, performing actions according to your skills and not expecting a result, meditating with your mind and performing the best yoga of love and devotion for a guru. What else do you want? It'll work. I guarantee. Do these three, it'll work. Now that's what I wanted to clear, that there is no conflict, and please follow it.